You're on candid camera, eh? I'll just go ahead and address some of the issues that's foremost on our agenda, and then I'll take questions after that if you have any. Shall we start? Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you. We had a rather uneventful nomination process, so things are underway and the contest is on. I took the opportunity to wish Mr. Murali well, and I look forward to a contest of ideas and how we can better serve Bukit Batok. And I just hope that this will not degenerate into a very typical PAP campaign where they keep slinging mud and they'll do anything except talk about the issues, talk about the concerns of the residents. Let me just start also by addressing some of the comments, and in particular the agenda, the program that the PAP has rolled out with yesterday's announcement. I want to take you back to Mr. Murali's campaign message that he puts out. And that is, I will serve Bukit Batok, the residents, with all my heart. All right? That's what he puts out on flyers. And then he announces this 3G park, 3-generation park that he wants to build for Bukit Batok. But then he qualifies that it comes from Jurong Clementi Town Council, and if he doesn't win, that project may not go on. You put the two together. I will serve Bukit Batok with all my heart, but then he says, but only if I win. It doesn't make sense. The whole rationale for this park is to bring families together, correct? The 3 generations, grandparents, parents, and the children. Is that dependent on only that he wins? If he doesn't win, he's not concerned that they don't have facilities to come together? What he should be saying is that I want to be your MP, but I will abide by the people's wishes. If I am not elected, I will ask the successful candidate, the MP, to carry on this program. That is truly caring, genuinely caring for residents. Not ifs and no, it's just not something that is good for Singapore. All right, you don't hear a mother saying, "I will love you only if you give me money," or the father saying, "I will provide for you only if you make me happy." No, when we care for Singaporeans, we care for them unconditionally, not whether we win or not. That is the problem with the PAP. I remember years ago when elderly citizens were pleading with the government, give us the lifts that will stop on every floor because they cannot climb the stairs. What does PAP tell them? You vote for us first, and then we'll see whether we want to give you priority or not, depending on your level of support. That's the kind of politics that will drag our society, our country away, down the drain. The second point that I want to take issue with is this $1.9 million project that Mr. Murali wants to put up. Right? I don't know whether he mentioned about the proposal that Mr. David Ong had brought up at the GE last year. That amounted to $24 million that all these projects. I think it included a couple of childcare centers and elder care and a new hawker center. What I want to ask the PAP now, okay, is what happened to that project then? Give us a progress report. What has been done? Has anything been done? Okay? If nothing has been done yet, show us the blueprint, right? Whether it's URA or HDB, show it to us. Has anything been put in place? If not, then why not? Were those just promises to entice voters, and then you do something else, worse, do nothing else after the GE? That must be made clear. Right? Now, if it has, if things are already underway, then I say there is no problem, isn't it? Correct? Because if funds have been allocated, contracts have signed, regardless of whether or whoever has SDMP will continue with this program. Okay? But if it hasn't, then we want to question why. So this is where Mr. Murali, I think, needs to address this issue and be able to tell Bukit Batok residents what has been going on. Right? You don't just discard $24 million of projects and then make promises, and then when the by-election comes, forget about all that and say, I'll give you $1.9 million. That's just not how politics should be conducted. So these are some of the issues that we will want to raise with the residents, and hopefully in the days to come, the PAP will address these. The whole thing must be that we must be sincere, we must be authentic with the people, and not just make promises before elections and then not think about it after that. If there are any questions, I'd be more than happy to take them. Murali 先生，他跟无极巴豆的选民他们讲说，我会全心全意来为你们服务，对不对？后来他就讲说，他提出说他们要盖这个3代的同堂的国会公园，对不对？后来他就跟居民讲说，但是呢，你们要选我，你没有选我，我没有当选，我就不要跟你们盖这个。哪里？你要盖这个公园是为了居民的好处，对不对？对他们有利，你才要盖，不是说，我没有当选我就不要来做了。这种的候选人，我是觉得不应该支持的。他们真的有新加坡人的心吗？你如果真的有新加坡人的心你就无论我有没有当选，不管谁是你们的国会议员，我还会支持这个盖这个公园。所以我觉得新加坡无极巴豆的选民也是好好的看得很清楚，不要让行动党还没有竞选还没有投票之前讲一些话，后来投他们票的，他们当选了再另外来算，所以这个我是觉得很重要的一个问题。
因为这240万的呢，那个什么情况？
这个问题我是觉得，因为黄清发他大选去年的8月的时候当选的时候，对不对？他就跟选民讲了很多了，我们会24 million dollars， 对不对？我们会把这个盖了，那个盖了。大选以后呢，结果是怎么样？有没有在把这些东西盖好？然后他们还没有发表，还没有讲什么话的时候，突然间他辞职的时候，有补选的时候，他就要行动党就跳出来讲说，we will give you $1.9 million， 再盖这个公园。我是觉得，我听了，我是觉得这对无极巴豆的选民觉得好像很不好，我们不应该这样子做。我们如果要好好的照顾居民，我们应该比较有sincere一点老实一点，也可以慢慢的努力一点不要做不竞选以前跟竞选以后讲的话都好像不是好像跟大家讲的很有进步那样子
徐博士，刚才他们有提到他讲说投行动党一票，因为是比较安全，然后比较光明的，你怎么看？
会差别吗？我是觉得我跟居民常常来讲，说不管是行动党或是民主党，我们都会好好来管理我们这个市政理事会，好好的 take care of 他们的 town council， 他们这个可以放心的此外，我会在国会里面替他们出声发言，所以我觉得如果你选 民主党，你会两边都有，我们好好照顾我们这边的主务区，好，我当全职的国会议员才有时间来好好照顾他们的需求，然后你还在国会里面会有一个有勇气的国会议员替他们出声发言，你现在有81个行动党的国会议员在国会，都是大家都讲自己来讲去的，对不对？你多一个行动党的国会议员是没有用的。
Dr. Chi, what concrete follow-through plans do you have for residents if you don't get elected?
Well, we're going to continue to work. This is how we'll be working all these years. We've tried to serve the community, but every step along the way, they put obstacles. Right? Just recently, we applied to do a health screening for Bukit Batok residents, even though I'm not the MP. What does the town council say? No, you cannot. And so I just don't want to keep on doing this sort of thing whereby the PAP town council keeps preventing us from serving the residents and then later on turn around and say, what have you done for the residents? You've stopped us, right? Don't stop us. Let us continue serving the residents regardless of whether we are successful at polls or not.
Have there been any new insights that you found during the walkabouts that would shape your campaign in the next week?
Plenty. First and foremost, you're really talking about the elderly residents. I've met so many of them. They're in dire difficulties, dire situations. We want to be able to reach out to them, and it is a shame. It is a shame that after all these years, right, that we still have people living in such conditions despite us having the most number of billionaires and millionaires in the world. It's something we need to rectify. And I also know that Bukit Batok residents are looking not just somebody that they can just go to during the Meet the People session. They want somebody to sit with them, to be their friend, right? To listen to some of the difficulties and then bring it to Parliament. And this you can only do as a full-time member of Parliament. That is just absolutely not humanly possible for you to go to work from 9 to 5, right? And then stay back for more meetings and so on and so forth. Come back 7, 8 o'clock and then tell everybody, I'm going to serve you with all my heart. That is just not humanly possible, right? What about during the day? Right? The clear difference here is that every morning when Mr. Murali wakes up, his first destination would be his office. When I wake up every morning, my first destination is Bukit Batok. That's the difference. And that's when you're going to have that MP who will be with you, who will not just was there to speak up for you, to fight with you. Even when you find things difficult, to let them know that things will get better, but to be there, to inspire, right, the town, that we can do better. We can do better. And then in that process, foster that town that Bukit Batok can be proud of, that when we come back, when they say, hey, I come from Bukit Batok. My MP is Chee Soon Juan. Not because he's any smarter than all of us, not because he's any richer or he's any more powerful, but because he speaks up for us, because he understands us. And he knows how we feel. And when he gets to Parliament, he speaks up for us. That's the kind of MP that I want to be.
Dr. Chi, your election banners are up in the Bukit Batok SMC before 12:30. May I know what's the reason why they're put up early, and does it violate the election?
I think they were trying to position and they were trying to model it. And I'm not sure, but we've since asked them to take it down already, so that's not a problem. They were just trying to see whether these banners, where they go up and so on and so forth. They were just trying it out, and I think I'm sure they've taken it down by now already. Yeah.
What are your campaign plans and how many rallies are you planning to hold?
Well, that depends. I haven't had any information on where the rally sites are. Have you had any information? The police, have they announced whether they're going to have more than one rally sites? They haven't said anything, right? So it really depends on the rally sites and how many they're going to have. And that will then, help us determine how many rallies that we're going to have. But look, this is the message that we're going to put across, and it doesn't, the rally sites are just one more way of us getting our message across.
How will your campaign during the 9 days be different from what you've already been doing?
Rallies will be one thing, but apart from that, it's just, the campaign didn't start just yesterday. We've been here. We've been here since the time, and you've been following us, since the time Mr. David Ong announced his resignation. I've been to the MRT station so many times, and residents go in, they say good morning, and then I'm there again when they come back and they say hi, good evening, I see you again, that kind of thing. I met many of the retirees, elderly, sitting in the coffee shop that say 4 or 5 times by now. Knocked on the doors, and some of them as many as 3 times. That has not changed, and that will not change going into the 9 days. We'll continue to be on the ground. We'll continue to use social media to reach out to the residents and to put our message across that Bukit Batok can be this really model constituency, model town that Singaporeans can look in and with envy. Yeah.
Actually, how will you respond to Mr. Thurman's words that there's no need for bluster and don't begrudge the PAP for being better prepared?
Well, I've said it already, right? If PAP was better prepared, why didn't they raise the $24 million projects that Mr. David Ong promised, right? They seem to have, come up with this on a knee-jerk reaction. It doesn't matter what we said before. Maybe the people may forget, or I think probably they have forgotten themselves, right? That actually David Ong said what he said. So I wouldn't be really talking about being better prepared. If they're better prepared, they will come up with their homework and said, these projects that Mr. Ong promised, it's in the pipeline. We are trotting this out already, but zero, nothing coming out from them. They may, and as an afterthought, after this press conference, go in and quickly dig up all the documents and say, hey, yeah, you see, we did all these things. But they should have done it yesterday, right? During that press conference. And the fact that they haven't shows that they haven't been doing their homework. And this, as I said, is a knee-jerk reaction. Every time an election comes out, they trot out these projects, okay? But our comeback is that, look, URA has got the master plan in place. They are going to be constructing all these projects regardless of who is the MP. And we will, as an MP, I will continue to push for these projects for Bukit Batok residents.
徐博士，接下来的竞选集会你会专注在哪些课题呢？
我是觉得这个事件，我是觉得很重要。然后我们这边的老人家，我们政府需要的好好的照顾。虽然他们讲的很好听的话，给老人家这么多，但是你去看看，有些他们的家庭里面真的好像，我就觉得好像很难过那样子。我们在这个方面，我们再过几天，我们会好好来讲一讲。If there are no other questions, thank you so much. It's been we look forward to a good campaign. As I just want to reiterate, that we look to a campaign of ideas and how we can help Bukit Batok residents in a constructive way and not get into this mudslinging and seriously gutter politics that we've seen in the past. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye. Before